Welcome, everyone, to the How You Profit Show. This is Jeff Herring, your host, and here's why we created this show. Because I've been at this for almost 20 years, and I've gotten so tired of watching content creators burn out because of the what I call the content hamster wheel lie they've been told. Just create more, just create more, just create more. Well, yeah, but if that's not turning into profit, you're burning yourself out. And I'd rather see you profit if that's okay with you. So the How You Profit show is all about taking a piece of content. Now we can start with an article and turn it into a product, and then turn that product into three more products to create a four offer profit system, which is what we're going to do with Yana today. Now, she already brings a product to the show, the the notes writing chat GPT. So, with that said, welcome to the show, Yana.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited about this session because it's it's also kind of a surprise to me, but I think that's the beauty of it, right? About what new products we will create out of my GPT.
Oh, absolutely. That's the whole idea. And thank you for jumping on this when I invited you. Um,
Yeah,
now, your notes writing GPT, okay?
yeah,
Uh, Probably for all the different things I use, the different GPTs, the different software, I believe yours is the only one I use every day, okay,
awesome.
to create my notes and other stuff. And you know the story of
Yeah,
one back, I think it was February 1st. I know it was in February that I just thought I was creating another one, and the thing went viral. I mean,
yeah,
the last time I checked, and it's been weeks, um, there was something like 600 and something, pushing 700 new subscribers from that,
awesome,
um, and all
awesome.
kind of
Yeah,
views, and, I've used that for other stuff, and so thank you. Um, now, and we'll give you a link at the end, and it'll be in the show notes, when
yeah,
it comes up on Substack about how to get a hold of, that GPT if you don't have it, because I strongly recommend it. Now, what we're going to do is take the notes writing GPT and turn it into a prequel, a sequel, and a spinoff. Okay.
okay,
Now, I know I see that look. I love it. Now,
okay,
we'll probably go in the order of prequel, spinoff, and sequel, and I'll explain why later. Now,
okay.
the purpose of a prequel, excuse me, is to get somebody interested in going further, somebody that may not be ready to buy a GPT,
Yeah,
may not be ready to invest in that. But I've got something else for you that you can get started with, is the message. And
yeah,
so it gets buying behavior. And the purpose of it is to set them up to want the next product, which is your notes writing
yeah.
GPT, right? All
Okay,
right. So one of the things I thought you could do, and tell me what you think,
okay.
is that sort of a notes guide with a template where you could talk about, like, maybe the 3 to 5 purposes of a note, or the 3 to 5 things they got to
Yeah,
have, right? And you could do that in text, you could do that in a short video, and then have one fill in the blank template, um, that they fill out, but they're still not getting it done automatically, right? It's a good usable thing,
yeah.
but they're not getting it done automatically. How's that sound to you?
Right. But so what do you do with this? Is this template is about writing another note, or you give this template to ChatGPT and do something with it?
It can be just a template that you fill in. It can be a specific one. It can be a general one. It's
Yeah.
not in place of the
Yeah.
notes writing GPT. It's a way to get more people into it. It's an on ramp to get there. And if all you did was the guide, I mean, that could be $7.
Oh,
That's
yes, I see. I see. So for people who are not really into artificial intelligence or GPTs and they just want the templates.
right.
Well, that's a great idea, actually. Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm glad you're here. Now, I mean, you could just do the guide, and it's $7. You could add a short video in the template,
Yeah.
that will help you create, and that could go up to 27. And
Yeah.
you said it really well. There's some people still scared of using
Yeah.
a GPT, right?
True. Yeah.
And, just like there's still people scared of, buying something online. Oh my gosh. Um, and so it gets past that. They get a taste, and it's like an appetizer, and then they want the meal. Oh, okay. I'll try this bigger thing. Okay. Now, um, one of the things, and I'm doing the spin-off next because that and the core and your notes GPT can feed into a SQL product because you've got is this the third GPT you've created or the second?
Yes, I think yeah, that's the third
Okay.
one.
All
Yeah.
right. So cool. So I imagine you've got ideas for more.
Yeah.
Knowing you, I would imagine so. So a spin-off product is something that's kind of unexpected that people want more of. My first one for an article marketing course, in one of the modules, we went a little bit into list building. And
Yeah.
Yana, people went crazy. They wanted to know more about that. I
Yeah.
thought, well, that's my spinoff. That's my next
Yeah.
product, right?
Yeah.
Um, and I don't know if they have these shows over there, but for those of you that are of the right age, think Happy Days and Laverne and Shirley, or Happy Days and Mork and Mindy. Okay, that's a spinoff. Um, and so, something related to the notes writing GPT, you could have a notes to posts or notes to products.
Yeah.
Um, or got any ideas for a spinoff? What kind of what kind of GPTs are you thinking about?
Yeah, I actually that's you're getting now very close to my content, what I call my content flywheel. So I am taking I have uh, maybe you know the other GPT which is writer, the creative tech writer, which is writing.
Right.
Yeah, it's for long form writing. Um and I have trained it for myself and based on my style and my audience and everything that I do online in my newsletter on Substack. So, and ChatGPT, by the way, because I'm using it very, very much, it already knows a lot about me and my audience and what problems do I solve. So
Yes.
now I'm taking a note out of the notes writer GPT and I'm giving it to my writer GPT and ask it to turn it into a long form article. Like, for example, what I ask it explicitly, so you have to say the number of the words. So I asked it explicitly for 1,000 words.
Right.
And this approach now gives me a 99% to sometimes I got even 100% human tested content,
Yes,
actually,
because
without any
you're
editing, no editing.
I know it. Isn't it incredible because you've trained these GPTs so well that they get to know you. I
Yeah,
mean, it's a little it's very cool and a little freaky because
yeah,
they learn, you know?
yeah,
And so, either one that's coming could be a spinoff, or because you're taking the notes and putting them over in your writing,
yeah,
that could be your spinoff. You could already have your spinoff and
yeah.
get more people to buy the writing one, which I recommend too, because I got both. Um, all right, so folks, we got the core product, the notes writing GPT. We got a template as the prequel product, a notes guide, the three big things that they need, a video, short video, like I'm talking like 5-minute video,
Yeah.
with a template, fill in the blank template. We got the writing GPT as a spinoff or maybe something else. Now, the sequel product. So one of the things I love to do with folks is turn that sequel product into some kind of recurring income, right? Because the purpose of a sequel product is all right, they've got the notes GPT. What do they need next? Okay. And so for all the people you've worked with, what do you think they need next? After the notes GPT, and not necessarily another GPT, although it could be. What else do
No,
they need to learn?
Yeah. So what I learned from my experience is that they need to know how to, then let's say they use the GPT, they post the notes, and I get many ideas actually. One of them is to, they need something about scheduling notes, so
Okay.
that they don't get to post them
Yes.
like all at
Yeah.
once.
Yeah.
Where I recommend the node schedule Chrome extension from Fintropic.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay. Are you an affiliate for that?
yeah,
That could be an extra spinoff right there.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
exactly. Yeah.
because if
Um,
you if
yeah, another one would be to how to, but that's, I think that's too far. You have, but yeah, people ask me how to actually monetize those subscribers that they're getting out of Notes.
okay, okay, that could be something recurring. Another one could be now. I believe that
Yeah,
you could come up with a new GPT every month. Okay,
yeah,
probably be
yeah,
easy for you. Might
yeah.
be too big a load, but what about a GPT club where they get the monthly one for a monthly fee? And
Okay.
so they've got access to all of them for X. That way you've got recurring income. And here's the beauty from stuff you've already created.
Yeah, but that's interesting. I give my GPTs to my paid members in my Substack paid subscription. So
Right.
it's a kind of already has this um feature, or yeah. But yeah, if I start delivering just one GPT every month, then yeah, I can think about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Think about it. And I get you that, your subscribers on Substack are getting those. And that's a
Yeah,
good thing to do.
yeah,
I've lined up my club that I sell off of Substack or on
yeah,
Substack in the articles with the three tiers. That kind of goes together. And
yeah,
so you could keep doing what you're doing. People inside get it. But there's a whole lot of people that aren't inside, okay?
yeah,
That either aren't following you or subscribing to you yet
yeah,
or don't know you yet that
yeah,
could be sold to, okay? And
yeah,
so what happens is you've got the notes guide feeding the notes writing GPT. Okay.
yeah,
And then whatever you come up with as the spin-offs and the notes GPT is feeding the GPT club. Okay. And so all of these are their own on ramp. Okay. They'll send back and forth to each other. So
yeah.
really out of one product, this is why I call it a four offer profit system because I mean, you, this could be enough for a whole business. I know you'll do more, and I'll do more.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. It's a solid model, I would say, and a complete portfolio of offers. And I like that. It's also, one thing that I really believe is that all of the products have to be connected, and the way that you do it is exactly this. I think that's really important because that's why, and that's how you can move your buyer towards the next purchase.
Exactly.
Um, because the people who buy are those who can buy and will buy more from you, and those
Yes.
are the people. It's just not about one time purchase. Your buyers, you need to work for them and to be able to offer them the next, so every offer has to lead to the next offer.
That's exactly right. And you're more way more advanced than a lot of people I work with who've sat there with one product for months, for years, and that's it.
Yeah,
And I'll ask, well, what's next? And I don't know. Well, let's talk. Okay. Because
yeah,
there's a lot next. And I
yeah,
love the way you said it, that they need to be connected.
yes,
Because the other challenge I see people do is they'll create a one off
yeah,
and then start all over again.
yeah,
All right. Because this comes from a lot of years of doing it because I used to do that. I'd create a product, have a
yeah,
blast with it, put it aside,
yeah,
and go build the next one.
Yeah.
and they might have been loosely connected under the heading of content marketing, but they
Yeah.
didn't feed into each other.
Yeah.
Whereas this, they're connected and feed each other. So
Yeah.
nice job. I'm excited about this for you. There's a lot that can be done with
Yeah.
this. Um,
Definitely.
and there's some thinking and talking to do about it. Um, let's see. So we've got prequel as a notes guide, core product as the GPT for notes writing. And
Yeah.
again, golden product, folks. And if you go to jeffherring.com/notes, jeffherring.com/notes, you can get Yana's GPT, and I highly, highly, highly recommend it. This will be in the show notes, Yana,
Thank
and
you.
other places as well. And then the sequel product is some kind of club, something for you to think about and consider
Yeah.
outside of the subscribers on Substack, to where you're coming up with one a month
Yeah.
and they get it for whatever, let's say they were going to sell for 47 bucks
Yeah.
a piece. Okay.
Yeah.
And so you made the monthly price something lower than that.
Yeah.
Okay. And that way it makes more sense for them to do them all. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
you can play with the pricing and stuff like that. That way you're
Definitely.
getting four streams of income that all feed the they all feed the recurring income, which is,
Yeah.
not a really bad place to be.
No, not at all. I think it's a solid strategy, actually. It's really good one.
Well, thank you. That's why I invited you, because you're one of the people I went, okay, we're going to invite Yana because she's just cool. And I like the way she thinks, and her
Yeah.
chat GPT, I mean, the notes GPT, we could do so much with. All right. So any questions at this point?
Yeah, I think I don't see, by the way, any questions in the comments, but yeah, I would love to. Usually people ask a lot about this GPT and also the notes and how many notes you should post per day, and should you schedule or not, is it better or not, and so on. And how long does it take to gain traction after daily.
And what's your answer to that question? How long does it take to gain traction? And I think you just froze. Uh-oh. Yeah, Yana said this might happen because of some issues with her phone. Let me try to invite her again. You'll hang in there. This is real live stuff. All right, I sent another invitation. So what we've done here is taken one product and created four. Yay, there you are. There
Yay.
you are. And so I
Yeah.
was just reviewing, we've taken one product and created four. And
Yeah.
folks, if you want to sit in Yana's seat, not at her home where she is, but in your own home or office and be in the profit seat, you just go to jeffherring.com/flip, jeffherring.com/flip. All of this will be in your show notes afterwards. Before you froze, you were
Yeah.
talking about one of the most common questions about um, how long does it take to get traction? And
Yeah.
I'm curious about your answer to that.
Yeah, but it's usually different and very personal. But what I have seen is about between 1 and 2 months daily posting. So you have to give it some time, and you have to also do the work to just not only posting, but also stay active on the platform and engage with other people, so that you can put your profile in front of many more
Yes,
eyes,
yes, yes.
because the way that you get traction happens once you get more subscribers and followers. So you have to manually work towards this point so that you gain them, like kind of manually. So you go and interact with people so that you bring their attention to your profile. And once you start getting around, I don't know, 200, 500, 800 subscribers, then your notes will start getting some traction and some some comments and likes and more. It's because the way that I discovered that Substack algorithm works, I think that's valid right now. Maybe it will change in the future. I don't know, but it's for now. When you post a note, you will have to gain some traction out of your own audience, and
Yes.
and then if and from my observation, it's we are talking about 50 around 50 on average interactions with your notes. That would be likes, comments, restacks, but also clicks and visit of your profile.
Right.
And in order to get that, you will have to have enough subscribers and followers. Um, and to reach this 50 before the algorithm starts distributing your notes to outside of your audience, then you have to, because not all of your subscribers and followers will interact. So in order to get 50, you have to have at least 500 or 800 people in your audience, in your network, followers and subscribers. And up to this point, you have to do the manual work. So from my experience, that would be 1-2 months roughly.
That absolutely works. And so you can't post a note one day or for a week and think you're going to get all this stuff. Just like you can't go to the gym for one day or for a week and think you're going to be, you know, um, all in shape and all strong. Um,
Yeah,
Little bonus tip, folks, is if you want people to pay attention to your notes and like them and comment and restack, go do the same for other people. Okay.
exactly. Yeah,
Go do the same for other people in your niche. And that's one of the ways you get found.
yeah,
And you do this really super cool thing, like about once a week, where you invite people
yeah.
to post their notes for everybody that's in your world, right?
Yes. Yes, yes. I create this challenge for notes in order to help people interact with each other more. And it's a space where we help each other grow, basically. So
Yes.
you post your links to your notes, but you also I encourage them and invite them to also look at the other people's notes and like them and restack them and comment on them, so that you have to give before you receive. That's how the universe works.
That's exactly right. That's
Yes.
exactly right. And so I don't know if I've kidded you about this before, but we're 7 hours apart. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm in the greater Atlanta area. And so I usually wake up way early. Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes earlier than that, depending on when Duke the dog needs to go out. And one of the first things I check is my phone because
Exactly.
you or some other people there over there,
Yeah.
like Anna Kalin, who's coming up as a guest next week, have posted one of those notes thing, and I'm like, oh, cool, okay, and then I go back to sleep. So, whatever works, right? All
Yeah.
right, so let's head to wrapping up here. Um, Yana, awesome. Thank you for being a great interview, a great guest, and bringing all this good stuff.
My pleasure.
Um,
Like always, I always enjoy the conversations with you.
yeah,
So
we always have a good time, don't we?
yeah,
Now, folks, you want to get Yana's GPT, it's at jeffherring.com/notes. If you want to be on the show, you go to jeffherring.com/flip, like flipping your content, flipping your product, and other things like we did today. Don't worry if you didn't get those. Both of those will be in the show notes. This will come out Saturday morning. Um, Ready for you all together with the links and the comments, and it's going to be a good place for you to be. So again, Yana, thank you, and we'll head over to our private um, green room
yeah,
and chat. And for those of you that have been here, thank you so much, because there's a lot of places you could be online
yeah,
nowadays, and you chose to hang with us. So forever grateful. And two more things. Don't just listen to this or watch this and think, "Oh, that makes sense. That's cool." Go use this stuff.
yeah,
That's how this works. Go use this stuff. And you know what? We're going to catch you next time.
yeah. Awesome.